evening, dear friends, and welcome on our live broadcasting. My name is Alina Tomer, and I'm a licensed tourist guide in Romania, one of the over 300 members of ProGuide, the Professional Association of Tourist Guides in Romania. Here it is our certificate and our license, our badge. Actually, this is what we are supposed to wear when we guide, when we do our jobs. Today, as you already know, we have Andrea next to us, Andrea Melkuhn. Hello, how are you? Good evening, Andrea.
Hello, how are you again?
How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just anxious
amazing. To start.
to
Okay, let us see your
start. I
license
will
and then
show
let's begin. Super.
my guiding license, which is
Super.
necessary to guide in Romania, and not only in Romania. Other people, if they come, they should have this one. So
Amazing.
today,
Good
yes,
luck.
we start. Thank you. We start today the painted wooden ceilings. I want to show you the second part. Last time I showed you the lower Three Chairs land, I should say, to the St. George area. And today I will show you this other parts of Baraud Basin, Urbaitic Basin, and Upper Three Chairs land. So it goes from Köpen, we go to Ariust, we go to Doboli de Sus, we go to Brates, Zabala, Martinen, and Gelința. And the first thing, we go to Köpen village, which is, I was here, and this photo is very new, from January. I was in Köpen. So in the Skapeni village belongs to Baraud town since 1968, and it was first mentioned in 1459, and the name of Kepec, which is Hungarian name is Köpec. And the Reformed Church is originated from Middle Ages, probably in 13th century. And in Transilvania, the first painted ceilings appeared in 1500 at Gogan village and Mureș County, and the second is Adamus village and 1626, and in Gelința in 1628. Here in the painted ceiling in this church, it's appeared from 1767 and was painted by Osztalos József from Auckland. This was a so-called painter and carpenter, we should say, or we can say in the new word like craftsman, who has mostly floral motifs, not animal and other strange material, other strange things, which is in some other churches, but I will tell you about that later on. And this is the new ones, which was made in 1926 by Köpeci Sebestyén József, who is a heraldic, and he made the military coat of arms of the local families. And upstairs, on the right side is a Hungarian running strip. And next one, and this Köpeci Sebestyén József made the crest of Romania in 1921. From 1918, Transylvania belongs to Romania, so Romania has to have a new crest. So you can see, not this crest. This is still the family's crest. Next one, please. And this is already Ariust Reformed village, which is mentioned at first time in 1620. and it's from the 15th century. Approximately was built in 1700, and from stone and brick. Next one. This church's painted ceilings was a little bit different, like from the others, because also in colors it has gray and brown and black, and probably it was made by a local carpenter and painter, because it's totally different from the other painted ceilings. And next one. And this is a very interesting and strange, sometimes strange paintings there are, like the bug inside and the flower. But the bug is very interesting because it's a saying which said Pop Gabor, who made research about these painted ceilings, that it's could represent the bug, can represent the apple of passion, and if you eat too much from the apple of passion, you can get drowned by it. It's a kind of desacralization, and like we will transform into bugs and inevitable degradation. It means this. It's from popular and from people beliefs in ancient times. Next one. And this kind of insects there are some in some other churches too. So I will tell you there where we will go. And the painted ceiling was reconditioned in 1925 and also in 1957. And this and that time in 1957 they put concrete on the ceiling. Next one. And different, yes, and this is the eye of the god. This is very, maybe you saw if you were in Turkey, you can see the eye of Allah, that blue and white, it looks like this one a bit. And this is where you commonly meet on the American dollar. They have the eye of God on it. And also for different, using this symbol of different architecture. Maybe you saw it in some of the places. Next one. This is already, I was here in December. I made this photo. And this is a very nice little church, and they have very small community, and they always asking for money from bigger churches, from the Central Reformed Church, because they always has to renew their church, because it was an earthquake in 1802, and many churches was devastated, and they had to made it again. Next one. This is already the Polidaso's village, which has this form of the church from 1773. The ball of the church is from 16. It has a older. The bell is older than the church. Before every church was made, before there was another church, so they make a new one and new one and new one and make it bigger because the population get grow a bit. So next one, and they have to make it bigger. So this is a very unique painted ceilings, because it has not a lot of cassettes like that by wood, like in other churches. It has only one, or it's in one piece, and it's very, very interesting in this way to have this kind of painted ceilings, and it's completely different from the other ones. and it was made. I don't know. Yes, it was made by József Szendrei, the painter, probably a local carpenter, painter, craftsman, as we see. Next one. And this is the Royal cassette, which is very nicely stars. It's beautiful. It's really a big one, the Royal cassette. Next one. And I get some photos from Chantal Imregeza. I had some, but I was here a very long time ago in this church, so then I wasn't interested in painted ceiling, so I didn't have good photos of it. So you can see it's how beautiful it was made. Next one. So it's already the Prates village. It's a Reformed church. Which is the photo made by Gazda Enikő, who is a museologist, and she wrote a study about this church painted ceilings. Next one, and she looks for the archives 1 year in the archives of the priests who has this kind of and they look for everything. So, and this kind of painted ceilings, it has dark blue. Usually they was painted in light blue, but during the renovation they make it like this color. This ceilings now is painted ceiling, wooden ceilings is now in the secular National Museum, and they will be taken off from there too because it will be renovated, the Secular National Museum, and it has a beautiful motif, floral ornamental motifs usually. Next one, and you can see the stars. I have many stars like 5-star or 10-star or very interesting figures they painted that time. Even though that they have a lot of things about telling about this church, nobody knows who painted this. It has such a clue that probably they find a man who was taken to Turkey who learned these motifs, but it's not for sure about these paintings. And like next one, please. It was called like who find about these like Burivu, like a wine drinker. It was a journalist name. So he found the name of János Kovács, who could paint these ceilings, because that man probably he was taken to Turkey and he was captivated there. So he learned, and when he came home, he was invited in many churches to make these kind of ceilings. So you can see the colors they use. Usually in Háromszék, in Frigyesland, in Covasna County, craftsmen use the more colorful, more like red or light blue or more colors than in other parts of the country, like other parts of Transylvania, like in other parts they're using mostly black or brown, but here it's like using burgundy red or whatever. So it's very interesting, and this is how we know that these craftsmen didn't leave this region, because if they would leave, then in other parts of Transylvania, they should have the sign of how they painted. Next one. And this is the writing. It was making this is a Hungarian writing, and it was making the church bigger in 1800. So they writing that that always they are making the church bigger. They all continued the rest of the painted ceilings or repainted the first one. So it's very interesting. And in many churches, there unfortunately there was painting again and making usually worse than it was before. But so sometimes it was not legible what they write or what they paint. Next one. So this ceiling from Bratesh comes from they took into the Secular National Museum in 1910 already. The museum was not ready yet. The museum was ready in 1912 and 1913, and they kept in Sikemiko College. And after a many years, actually not few years, because in 10 years, they put it into this museum. So this is already Zabala village. It's a kind of castle church, as you can see, and it is also originated from Middle Ages, and it is supposed that here was the castle of Zabala. Next one. Here also was a church from 13th or 14th century, and which was transformed in 15th and 16th century. As you can see, it's from a late Gothic style. They use already a bit of Baroque, and the tower has its form from 1847. Next one. The painted wooden ceiling, it's very beautiful. I like this very much. It's a bit different from the other ones, and I got some photos from other museologists from Shantain Vageza. And as you can see, it's completely different from the others. It's more stylish and more precise, I should say. And it has 124 cassettes from 1772, and it was restored in 1895 already. And it has some interesting views. Like it has, I cannot see it from here, but it has snakes and eagles with two heads and things like this. It was made by the request of Méltos Toldi Ádám and Count Teleki Kristina together with his son in 1772. Next one. Usually they were donators who donated money to do something in the church, and they in some of the cassettes they wrote their names, or they made their picture. I think I mean this our is somebody's face or something like that. And in some of the pictures, I don't have a picture of this, but there are an eagle with two heads, but it doesn't mean here the Habsburg dynasty's symbol. It means the bird in the move, because they made a different kind of very interesting cassettes, like steel cassettes, like the dynamic cassettes when something is moving. It's very interesting, this kind of artwork. Next one. And yes, you can see it's absolutely stunning. This church painted wooden ceilings. You can see some very light blue too. Next one, from at the Royal cassette. Royal, yes, you can see also the sun inside from the middle of the excuse me, the middle of the cassette, and it's a Hungarian writing that who made this crown, or who helped with the money to make this to decorate the church. Next one. So it's already this is one of my favorite churches, which has very interesting ceilings. And Martinen, his Reformed church was made bigger in 1824, and the tower bell is from 1778. Next one. And the ceilings is it's a bit different from the other ones. In the western side of was made from the ceiling from late Renaissance style, and the eastern side is made from Baroque style, the 61 cassette, and the first one is 63. So here maybe you cannot see, but if you are there and visiting this church, you can see with bare eyes which is the difference. Half of it was the ceiling is Renaissance style, and the other one is Baroque style, and it's very similar. It has the same craftsman from who made the other church in Sachva village, which I presented last time in the previous presentation, my previous presentation. Sachva and the Moksha village, they have the same drawings with the same color motifs. Next one. And you can see here like light brown colors, and you can see from the lions here appears already animal motifs, and two lions from the horoscope, and in the middle is the colonnade, which represent the Capricorn. The Capricorn is still and stays at the same place, and it's running water, because Aquarius cannot stay alone, because they had to flow, had to go somewhere that cannot stay. The water cannot stay alone. You know, it has a pot or something has to be there, and it's Aquarius in January, and the Lion is end of July, August. So it's against the. This is representing this kind of horoscope they put also to the ceilings. But in other parts, for example, in Tonchu village, they have very interesting creatures there, like in a very, very small village, like 100 people, and they have there painted Alexander the Great or Arch of Noé, or you're just thinking how the hell they appear there. So it's very interesting. I will present that part in the few next episodes. I don't know when. So next one. So it's already the Galinca village, which before it was a Reformed church. In this presentation, usually the painted ceilings was a Reformed church and Unitarian church, but this is in a Catholic church. Next one. And it's very nice, this church, and it has also Saint Ladislau frescoes inside. Next one. And painted ceilings are from 1628, which is one of the oldest in Transilvania. The other one I told you before is from Gogan village and Adamus village, but they were already taken to a museum in Hungary. But here it stays here. This in Galinca village. Next one, and it's absolutely stunning. This one, you can see not only the ceiling is beautiful here, everything is beautiful in this village, and it's on the waiting list, I think, for the UNESCO Heritage. I hope they will get this title. Next one. And you can see the frescoes there. Saint Ladislau. And next one. That I won't tell about this Saint Ladislau because everybody is talking about only that fresco, so nobody talks about painted ceilings. This is the ship of the family, Tordalagi. Michael, you can see the name of him, who probably donated money for the church. Next one. And this is one of my favorites, the unicorn fighting with the snake. So the unicorn can mean uniting, and the snake could mean also positive, has positive meanings, also negative meanings. So it's very unique, this kind of painting in Galensa village. They are saying some facts that it was made by a German painter, carpenter, craftsman, because he was using a lot of floral motifs, but in different way, like other craftsmen did. Next one. But it is not for sure. Nobody knows exactly how it was. There are a lot of arguing about this section, and their restaurator Mihai Ferran said that it's probably is not a German who made this, because they can have the symbols from somewhere else too. So I don't know about this exactly. Next one. And you can see the marvelous painted ceiling, wooden ceiling. It was absolutely stunning, this church. You have to visit this. It's absolutely great, and it has many. You can stay only to watch half an hour only the painted ceilings side by side. What does it mean? How they put all together all the pieces. Next one. You can see this very nice floral motifs, and completely different like the other ones. And it has the colors are very, very nice. Next one. Here is the Christ with Virgin Mary and Apostle, not Jacob. I don't know the name now. So it's very funny, a bit funny.
It is the Virgin Mary and John the Apostle.
John the Apostle. Yes, I forget the name. I wanted to say Jacob, but Jacob is not the same, you know. And it's very unique drawings. You can see the Christ. It's not so thin as in other drawings. Next one. So this is one of my favorites. This because Christ is sitting with the life, the tree of life, with 7 how you say, arches, or I don't know, pointing to the sky, and this red robe, and this red and thinking God. thinking Christ is this place. And all around him are the trees of life around him. So it's very. It was not presented like this. Not many places about this kind of this
Representation. Yeah.
representation.
It's
Yes,
a unique
yes,
representation.
unique. Yes, it's very unique. So it's I like this one very much. So I forget to present the, and I think this was it. So if you thank you
Thank
for
you very
watching,
much.
and I will present you the books I it was from Galinca village, the book by
Yes.
Jano Mihai, and this was I used to Dikovaszka megye. It's from it's a Hungarian from Zoltán Kisgyörgy, and this big one is from Acta Siculica, like this one. It's a yearly book of Secular National Museum, and I think that's all. And so
Thank you very much, Andrea.
I hope
It was
I
an
hope
interesting.
you like.
Yes,
So
it was an interesting presentation, interesting churches. I really look forward to for us to come and see at least a part of them next year, hopefully. If not this year, in summer,
yeah,
we invite all the tourists to come and enjoy and look for the information and beautiful painted ceilings which you presented in different languages, Romanian, Hungarian, and English. And this is the second episode of it. So
it will be others too. Just I need to go and checking some. I wanted to go. I want to go to Hargitau County and Mureș County, but I don't have a. I visited only 3 or 4 churches, so it will take more time to go. But some sooner or later I will do this. I hope until the summer.
amazing, amazing. So once again, here we are on ProGuide channels. Thank you very much for watching and see you next week. Bye, Andrea. Good
Bye
evening.
bye. Bye.
Bye.